Vic Fangio could care less that this league has turned into an offensive league and an explosive league because every game he plays, he thinks he's holding the other team into single digits every time. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, who anything is. He's an immensely confident person in his scheme and his ability. I've always thought that one of the guys in the league, if he never gets a shot, it'll be tragic is a stupid word. You know, life goes on. It's just football. But I thought it would be really, really unfortunate if he never got a shot because I've always thought that players, I guarantee you, players will love playing for Vic Fangio. They're going to love his attitude. They're going to love his fire. And fire is the wrong word. He's not a holler guy necessarily, but you're going to know who's in charge. And, you know, the thing I've always thought about him, if I played for him, man, every time I went into a game, I'd be confident that we were going to win. Because he conveys that. He's got an answer for things. You know, when he comes up against a really good offense, he says, if we do this right, we're going to win. More often than not, especially his last two stops, in my opinion, especially in Chicago, he was utterly fantastic. So I like the hire.
Well, you know, Vic Fangio is an experienced coach. He knows the league. He knows how to coach players. He's always been a smart coach. Just look at what he did with Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears. You give a defensive coordinator like Vic Fangio players on defense, and the last time I looked, the Broncos have a lot of really good defensive players that, in my view, have been underutilized and have underachieved and underperformed in the last couple of years. You give Fangio, a guy like Fangio, a Von Miller, you know, the sky's the limit.
With so many other teams going the opposite direction with younger, offensive-minded, the Broncos went the other way. Do you think that'll pay off for them?
Well, I think they got the best of both roles because they bring in a guy who's seasoned and experienced like Vic Fangio, and I think all you had to do is watch his introductory press conference to see how he handled himself. It was really tremendous, and it was impressive. And then you go and hire Mike Munchak to run the running game, Rich Scangarello to be the offensive coordinator. So you get a young offensive mind in Rich, and you get somebody who's experienced like Mike Munchak, and you get somebody to oversee it all who knows this game as well as anybody. And Vic Fangio, that's about as good a combination as you could hope to come up with.
You know, I always got the impression, sort of at the end of the year, that John Elway wanted a guy who approached the game a little bit more like he did, you know, and who, you know, is a veterans guy and is a meat and potatoes guy. And I think they're gonna mesh very, very well. And I think that John is going to feel more confident. I think John really, really liked Vance Joseph as a person, and who knows, Vance Joseph could be a much better head coach his second time around. But I do think that John will mesh better with sort of a veteran, more traditional football guy in Vic Fangio.